Yo, yo, yo. What is up, fam? Oh, shut up, weird phone. It's actually time for another Random Raw review. A Raw that I have not watched in like 15 years. And I really enjoyed it the first time I watched it. And this is a Raw, a very important Raw, where Batista made his decision on who he would face at WrestleMania 21. Or to put it better, let's see if I can show you a picture here. There you go, you see that? I find that picture really funny. Bischoff and Teddy both look very strange in it. Batista's choice, if you will. The contract signing at WrestleMania 21. And, yeah, I wanted to do this Raw. Curious to see what it was on it, because I only remember this segment. This was Raw 2005. I was going to say 2015. And there was a little backstory about this, if you're not familiar with this time. First of all, I think you should try, if you can, to go on the network or the fucking Peacock. I don't like the Peacock, but if you have to, go there. Try to watch some of the Raws around this time to build a story between Triple H and Batista, because it was a really good, well-told story about basically a student-teacher story and that sort of feud, but done pretty well, done really different and unique. There's been a lot of stories like that since then, but this was just really well done, I thought. And if you really read Batista's book, Batista Unleashed, he says it wasn't even planned. This kind of came about because of one backstage comment he made that wasn't scripted. It was, it's him saying something out of his mouth. And he started building the feud and sowing the seeds of dissent. Now, he might be lying because it's wrestling and, lying's kind of part of the job. That's fine. But, either way, it's still a really good story. But basically, the short version is Batista won the Royal Rumble. Triple H is not happy about this because he's the World Heavyweight Champion. Batista's his friend, but really he's using him to protect his ass. And so immediately we start seeing these video packages of JBL talking shit about Batista, who's JBL's WWE champion, and a limo tries to run over Batista with the horns, and then the horns JBL that he had. And then at the pay-per-view before this Raw was No Way Out, which was not a good pay-per-view, but damn, the ending was so fucking fire. Like, the match sucked. It was JBL and the Big Show in a barbed wire cage, where they didn't even use a barbed wire. It was so shitty. It was so poorly done. It was fucking terrible. Probably the worst match on pay-per-view, at least, of all barbed wire, because it was shit. But the ending was like, JBL's running away. All of a sudden, Batista starts coming in to whoop his ass. He tries to run, and Batista's like beating the shit out of the Basham brothers and Orlando Jordan, which was his team. And then John Cena comes and throws JBL off the stage. That was awesome. Those two, because John Cena had the title shot for WrestleMania. He won a match earlier at night, so now if Batista win, it'd be a triple threat SmackDown. And those two looked at each other, and it was like, this was like just such a perfect way to go in the Raw. We got a cool video package hyping us up with some good music, showing all this stuff, and Batista destroying the shit out of the cabinet. And he was beating up the limo at one point with a bat. That was fucking cool. And we got to play the fucking music. Play the fucking music intro. You know what I'm talking about. Ruthless Aggression Raw. So first up, we get a hype package of Masterpiece. Chris Masters will be unveiled tonight. This is weird because I thought he debuted sooner than this. This is February 2005. I thought he debuted like in December 2004. Anyway, we started out with a triple threat for the women's title, which is a pretty good way to start Raw with. Trish came out. She had a black eye. And they showed last week Trish started her feud with Christy Hemme, leading to Mania about Playboy. And basically she said Christy's a slut for being in Playboy. And she's like, oh, I'm not a slut for being in Playboy. You're a slut for sleeping with half the roster. And then she like slapped the shit out of Christy. And it's Molly Holly, Victoria, and Trish Stratus. And oh my god, Trish looked amazing. Victoria looked incredible. Molly Holly looked great too. So anyway, match starts. Victoria did her moonsault where she shakes her ass and showing off her brilliant booty. Like, that was beautiful booty right there. And she hits that. And then a little while after that, Trish got a hold of Victoria and threw her in the corner. And she did like her own version of the booty shake. And then she like kicked Victoria. That was kind of cool. Kind of flew under people's radar, but it was really nicely done. Molly does a wrist suplex that she used to have as a finisher to games, which I didn't remember doing in real life, but apparently she did. Where she like grabs both your wrists and pins you. That was really cool. She didn't get to do much in this match though. But anyway, there was a sign in the crowd that said, Triple H stole my donkey. Which it took me a minute to realize that's a reference to the WrestleMania 21 Braveheart parody. And that's pretty funny. it's funny out of context. Triple H stole my donkey, man. Anyway, Tori hit a Widow's Peak. And then Trish just pulls Victoria out of the way and like seals a pinfall of Molly. Good little short match. I wish Molly got to do more because he really didn't do a whole lot here. Victoria and Trish were doing most stuff, and 6 out of 10 for that match. Decent start to Raw. Flair and Triple H backstage, just basic stuff. He talks about Batista kicking ass the way out. Triple H wants to talk to Dave. Rick says he's not here, and he has to talk to him, and Tripp's all paranoid. And, oh, you damn right. We got the goated Pulp Fiction WrestleMania 21 parody. This is brilliant. If you've never seen it, Eddie Guerrero and Booker T, it's hilarious as fuck. Booker T especially doing the Samuel Jackson Bible quote, and anyone that I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger. Anyone who would hurt my brothers, and you will know my name is the Lord. It's just so well done. This is funny because when I saw this promo, I hadn't seen Pulp Fiction yet, so that made it. This is like kind of how I see Simpsons parodies, and I hadn't seen the movies yet. It made it kind of funnier when I saw the real thing. Good stuff. We get Trish going backstage, and she starts shit talking Candice with Shawn and Christy and me. She says he took down a top 2 contenders. Christy says that's funny because usually the only one who goes down is Trish. And then Trish slaps Christy. No, she slaps Candice. And then she starts telling Christy, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing." And then Christy tackles her against the wall like with a spear and starts beating her ass. I guess she did something. So there you go. We got a backstage thing of Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels because Orton, they're teaming up tonight. And Orton asked Shawn how to get a WrestleMania match, basically. And Shawn was like, well, you're going to have to take it. He talks about his WrestleMania 10 ladder match. He says maybe he needs to take his own advice. I mean, come on. Come on now. We all know. If you don't have a Mania opponent during Mania season, you just got to open challenge somebody, and it's official. Like, as long as they don't have a Mania match themselves. That's how it works. Simon Dean! The fuck? You remember this guy? The freaking dude that was like a weight loss dude that wore purple jumpsuits? Yeah, he's talking shit to the crowd. He says he got a call from a washed up old man named Joe Paterno who wanted Simon's system, but he says he can't work miracles for a 90-year-old fossil. I don't know who Joe Paterno is, so I just wrote that down. Jericho, really? Okay. maybe Simon Dean can be the 5th labor of Jericho? No? Alright then. We see a reverse elbow from Jericho. Judas Effect! Nah, it wasn't. Simon hit he did a weird move, like a DDT, but he did it like on the turnbuckle, second turnbuckle Jericho. That was probably the best move of this match because this wasn't much of a match. And Jericho had a bulldog. Simon got his knees up. He had an STO. Like, he got his knees up for the Lance Salt, I should say. Yeah, he had an STO. Then, this was, barely a minute later, he tapped out to the wall, Jericho. Nothing match. 2 out of 10. DT thing looked cool, though. Teddy in the back talking the bitch off. He says Batista was off the hizzy, beating down the passions. Atlanta Jordan doesn't seem that impressive to me. But I like that. That was funny. Bish says he's confident Batista will be fighting for a 108 championship. I kind of feel like I'm confident he will, too. Shawn asked Teddy, tell Kurt Angle he's challenged him to a WrestleMania match. Teddy's like, okay. Not bad. They show WrestleMania Recall where Roddy Piper hit Mountain Downey Jr. with the fire extinguisher that he sprayed in his face. I don't know what that stuff's called, stuff in the fire extinguisher. Cool little segment. I liked it. Kane versus Tyson Tomko. Okay. This is a very 2005 Raw, but you can tell. Tomko cuts a promo. He says the spotlight shouldn't be on Batista but him. These people are going to see who the true dominant superstar in Raw is. Him. This sucked. This was not a good promo. It was crap. Tyson Tomko. Maybe he got better over the years. I'm not too familiar with his promo work after WWE, but man, I see why he hung around good talkers like AJ Styles or Christian, because this dude was not a good talker. So they throw some bad blows. Tomko with a bad looking boot. Kane with a better boot. A little bit later, Kane hits chokedown to win. Crowd popped for the chokedown. That was cool, but 1 out of 10. This was a dull match. It was hard to care about it. A limo pulls up. It was pretty funny. Rick flexes Batista because he went in the parking lot with Batista as we told Triple H he was going to do. But it's Chris Masters. For some strange reason, Ric Flair keeps looking in the limo after Chris Masters has got out of the limo, and he's yelling, Dave, you in there? Yes, Rick. I'm sure he's traveling with Chris Masters for some reason. Maybe they're friends. I don't know. It's just funny. He's scouting for Evolution. He's like, hey, Rick, this got to be good Evolution. We should put him in. then Masters says, I'm Chris Masters, the masterpiece. He said it in a very dull, monotone style too. And he tells Rick to watch his match. He might learn a thing or two. Yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah, I ain't trying to hate, but Chris Masters, I mean, you probably don't even know who he is. you barely remember. I'm sure Ric Flair needs to learn a thing or two with Chris Masters. We get Muhammad Hassan Davari, which brings out the awesome FIBO. We get a promo time. The dumbass fans chant USA, despite the fact Muhammad Hassan is American. He's always been built from Minneapolis, Minnesota. You fans are idiots. Yes, you fans from 15 years ago, I'm calling you out like Ronda Rousey style. like Ronda Rousey called out fans from 3 years ago. I'm calling out 15 years ago. Okay, it's just funny to be. The USA thing is hilarious. They're literally announced from Minneapolis, Minnesota. You could not come up with a better thing, you know? And Hassan says he's faced prejudice for every turn. He says he was born in this country, but these people show him nothing but disrespect. He says his all men are created equal and why he's being discriminated against. He's got a point, but this promo isn't very exciting. Although the crowd eats it up, they boo him. He says no one can deny his undefeated record. No one can defeat him. Well, that sounds like a pretty obvious setup. He says if Batista goes to SmackDown, he would get a shot at WrestleMania. It's Triple H, or he should get a shot. That's what he said. He should get a shot. Which King goes, could you imagine him as a world champion? Well, Vince McMahon apparently did, but anyway. Out comes Crisp and okay. Yeah. Oof. He challenges Muhammad Hassan to a match. Hassan says, okay, but not tonight. So Benoit just texts him, and then they get the jump on Benoit, which he kind of deserve. Like, why you beat ass? He says, not tonight, man. Just fucking take the loss, you know? Wait till next week. He gets hit with a flatliner and a camel clutch. This looked pretty good. Good little attack by Muhammad Hassan. He got some good heel heat on this. But anyway. Oh yeah, somebody had a sign that said Hitman Chris Benoit. What the fuck? Like, I hope it was just because they confused him with Bret Hart for some reason. I don't know how you could do that, but I'm also a guy who sometimes in my mind confuses Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. Like, I'll be like, oh, Johnny Gargano was wrestling Kyle O'Reilly at NXT. Like, no, Adam Cole is fucking my thinking. Not that they look alike at all, just in my head, they're both really good indie wrestlers who are NXT champion. So in my head, it puts them together, which makes no sense because they're completely different. But yeah. But I hope that's what it means, because otherwise, yeah. What the fuck? He never used the Hitman nickname, as far as I know. Anyway, we get the Slam of the Week, presented by Juicy Drop. Remember Juicy Drop? I don't think I've ever eaten that, but that stuff looked good. And it's Randy Orton is wrestling Christian, and Christian goes for the kill switch. And Randy jumps over him, leapfrog style, hits RKO. Looked nice. Maybe if Randy Orton goes all Elite Wrestling, we could see a rematch. Nah. Oh, I forgot Randy Orton is the one who kicked Christian in the head. It was like, he was in the Rumble, but that was technically a match too. So he certainly said that, you know. But anyway, we got a tag now with Orton and Shawn versus a randomly reunited Edge and Christian. This is very weird to reunite these two, kind of for no reason other than they have feuds with these guys. But whatever, it's a random Raw. The match kind of starts off, you know, kind of slow, doing some random, pretty basic stuff. But then Edge pulls Randy's tights while he's set like a Christian kind of in the corner. That lets him start getting a jump on him. Randy did a cool, like, schoolboy reversal thing over the turnbuckle. You know, like when you're laying your body on the turnbuckle. He did that, and he rolled up Christian, but Christian kicked out. Shawn comes in with some good chain wrestling, but then they throw Shawn to the outside. Edge hit a pretty good clothesline off the little apron part on Shawn. We come back. Shawn tags Orton. He comes in like a house of fire. He's throwing freaking European uppercuts and power slams left and right. He starts doing the forearm smashes he used to do, like to the face. They kind of like the beats to the Balvin that Sheamus does on the chest, you know? I don't know if you remember that. Sorry, you probably remember that. He used to have those like, whoa, 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 like, it looked really nice. Edge and Christian hit a sidewalk reverse DDT combo, which I didn't even remember them doing, but maybe they didn't do it much. And it looked nice, but then right after that, Randy Orton like did the reverse where they try to do like pick you up for a back body drop. He did like a reverse DDT. This was really cool, and I think this was done on purpose. Shawn hit the teardrop suplex on Christian, which I believe, you know, it used to be his finisher, But the way he did it, like the angle he did it, no pun intended, looked like the angle slam. And even JR made a note of that. So I think this was intentional to kind of sit the message there and go like, yeah, you know you want to mess with me, bro. You know. And we get a little thing where out there's a ref bump and Edge and Christian try to do the concerto to Shawn, but he ducks and then like he kind of, I think he threw Edge out of the ring and then he like super kicked Christian to get the win. This was a 7 out of 10. This was the best match of the night so far, and spoiler alert, the rest of the show too. There's only like 2 matches left anyway, but anyway. It was good. Not great, but it was good enough. The one thing I noticed about these Raws, there are a lot of chin locks and rest holds. They've kind of been forgotten about nowadays, even on the main roster WWE from when I usually watch. They're so prevalent in these matches, especially if they go like 8 minutes or more. And it's like, ooh, sometimes they are draining to the viewer more than the wrestler. I know why they exist. I'm not hating. I understand. To slow the match down. I get it. It's just something you don't get used to when you haven't seen it in a while, you know? There is some stuff on here, like I wish people would do that Schoolboy counter Randy Orton did. That's cool. And stuff like that I miss. That was fun stuff. Anyway, in the back, Coach told Bischoff and Teddy Batista would be there in a few minutes. I have my doubts, but anyway. The unveiling of the masterpiece. Oh yeah, Randy Orton looked great there too. Like he was all fucking swole, shiny. He was like that. We get a backstage assault of Edge attacking the shit out of Shawn Michaels. He speared him through like a ladder that was standing in some boxes, and he's like screaming him like, "Oh, you know." I forgot what he's exactly saying. Basically, like you're not paying attention to me. Paying attention to Kurt Angle, you know. Like, and this leads to them announcing a street fight next week on the Raw after this, which, for what I remember, was a great street fight, but I haven't seen it in a long time. And it kind of makes me wish Street Fight was on this show, because I'm like, well, goddamn, what the fuck did we get on this show? And they also announced Benoit and Muhammad Hassan for next week, so it's like, well, what the fuck? This show was not very packed well. Chris Masters comes in. He has, oh wait, I forgot. First we have Steve Richards in the ring in yellow nut hugger tights. These were some tight ass tights. And he looks he's in good shape. He got the long hair. I don't know what the hell his gimmick is at this point, because he's not with Victoria, and I don't think he's crazy. I think his gimmick is just random guy on the roster. But I like Stevie. He should have been pushed better. That guy could get a lot of shit over. Out comes Chris Masters. Oh yeah, he's gonna face Chris Masters. I do not like his chances. Although, hey, you never know. Chris Masters has a pretty cool entrance. If you don't remember it, he was like, he's waiting in there, and he has like a robe, and they put like a lot of pyro. They put the music do 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 do. It was done well. He throws the robe off, and he's wearing some very basic ass tights. He just has the masterpiece on his ass. He doesn't even have a logo on the front. There was black tights. It just looks kind of blandish. Probably could have chosen a better gear for your debut there, buddy. They announced he's from Los Angeles, California, which he is, I think, legitimately. But like, wouldn't Venice Beach, California, have made more sense? Since he's supposed to be like a work of art in Venice, Italy, you know. Never mind, it doesn't matter. So he pretty much flexes and dominates Stevie Richards. The crowd boos and says boring. Not a loud, boring chant, but you can hear it, and they're dead most of the time. He hit a good back suplex. It looked nice. Masters in. Stevie hit a few strikes, and he took a stiff Polish hammer. He like fucking blasted him right in the face, like BAM! And then he got put in the full Nelson, aka the Master Lock, if you know. You know, for the win. Stevie had a bloody nose afterward. That looked, painful for Stevie, but looked really cool. And, man, 2 out of 10. I didn't really care about this match. Batista video played again. Good Batista video, but kind of didn't see his voice on the same show. But, you know, whatever. Stifsky versus Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship. Bet you never knew Stifsky got a title shot. Well, he did. Last week, he fucking just hit Shelton. Like, he fucking did Shelton, like, straight in the fucking head. This was a savage chair shot. Holy shit. Damn, he fucking, like, oof. Shelton comes in, he's like a house of fire. He's throwing up. He's throwing on the Stifsky. He hit like a kick to his thigh, like he super kicked his thigh. And he hit like a knee to his face. This looked cool. And after a little while, Stifsky hit like a really sloppy looking fallen arm breaker. A few more strikes. Stinger splash by Shelton in the corner, which they always called, by the way, a Stinger splash. I'll make that clear. Every time Shelton hit this move, it was always Stinger splash. I knew the Stinger splash more from Shelton Benjamin probably than I did from Sting at this point in my life. Just saying. So Stifsky goes outside and tries to get the chair again. He gets a baseball slide, the chair to the face. And then after that, Shelton goes outside, gets the chair himself, and he hits Stifsky in the head with the chair. And that was a good chair shot. Other than that, though, 4 out of 10, basically because this match kind of gave Shelton more of a character. It made him seem like a guy who he doesn't like, when you hit him in the head with a fucking chair, obviously. But, like, it wasn't really a good match, especially Intercontinental title match. It was shit. I think the next week they had, like, an ODQ match or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's going. But, like, just fucking finish the match here. Why wasn't an ODQ already? Like, fuck this bullshit. Now we get the Basic Instinct parody with Stacy Gabler looking fine as all fuck. Holy shit, this woman was gorgeous. I mean, this is probably my peak. No, I was probably past my Stacy Gabler crush phase at this point, but, she still looks great in this thing. There's a funny part where Christian asked if she ever did sadomasochistic activity. And she flashed her white panties, if you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen Basic Instinct. I've never seen the movie, but I know the part, like, I got to do it, but, like, she opened her legs, she had the white panties. Although in the movie, I think it's actually, not panties. And then they're all like, okay, you can go. And Christian's like, I love you. And then we get a part at the end after the WrestleMania promo where it's like Mae Young and Moolah. And Moolah's like, all right, boys, we don't have all day. And she like slaps Moolah's leg. She opens her legs and flashes them. They're like, oh! Losing their fucking minds. It was pretty funny. It was okay. So we get a segment here in the back. Rick calls Dave. No answer. Triple H comes in with the Kenny Omega sideburns. I fucking love this. He starts talking about how he's mad at Batista's late. He starts talking about how he set up JBL's limo to run over Dave. But he didn't do it to run over Dave. No, he did it because he needed to motivate him to do the right thing. He's trying to show he made the right decision. Rick freaks out. He makes a funny face where he's like, and he goes, I've told people before you're a genius, but it's moments like this you prove you are a genius. It's lovely. Hilarious. He starts dancing around the room. And then, of course, Batista's outside, smirking, hearing everything. So we get to WrestleMania's in 41 days. By the way, according to this, we get to the contract signing. Out come Bischoff Teddy. Eric says Batista will sign 1 of 2 contracts. Eric starts talking to Batista, and he says, Raw can give us career stability. Stability? He says, signing the contract, he'll face Triple H one-on-one for the world title at WrestleMania. True. He says it's everyone's dream to face Hunter. Even in 2005, I don't think that was entirely true. But okay. No, it's everybody's dream to face Slapnuts. Jeff Jarrett. But anyway, Teddy says he could come to SmackDown. He says, think about John Cena and Batista on the same show. He says they could have the biggest rivalry since Austin versus The Rock. Yeah, they really didn't. It's a good rivalry, but not even close. He mentions Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, and he can go one-on-one with The Undertaker. He actually says you can go one-on-one with The Undertaker, which is pretty funny. This might have been the birth of him saying that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he said it before this, but this feels like it could be the birth of this, the birth of the meme. And all these matches happened, and feuds for a brief time, at least for Eddie had a brief feud with him, but not that long, unfortunately, because he passed away. Except the one with Kurt Angle. That never happened. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. I mean, about not having a feud. But Triple H starts talking. He says this shouldn't be difficult. He says what's best for Batista is best for Evolution. He starts going on Terry saying they would rule the world. He says if Ric Flair, when he was NWA champion in '86, imagine if Arn Anderson went to WWF and won the world championship, they would have been unstoppable. But it never happened. And what if D-Generation X, when Shawn was WWF champion, Triple H went to WCW and won their world title? But it never happened. But the Shield happened. Roman Reigns was Universal Champion. At the same time, Jon Moxley was the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So technically that means the Shield ruled the world for about 4 months. I used to rule the world. He says they can make history. He says he could beat both Cena and JBL like that. He says about Batista, not Triple H. He says they can own his business. He says, you know what you want to do. You know what you want to do. You know what you want to do. You know what you want to do, Batista. You know what you want to do, Batista. And of course, Batista says, He's known what he's gonna do for a long time. Oh shit! If I was Triple H at this point, I would be thinking to myself, "Wait, hold on. I think he knows. I think the game's up, man. I think we're busted." So he puts the Raw contract. He throws it down. This is so awesome. Eric Bischoff pays his head. He's just the saddest man in the world right now. He cannot believe it. He looks like Baron Corbin in 2021. Oh my god, everything is going wrong. Batista gets a SmackDown contract just like this. He gives the thumbs up and then he does the thumbs down. Everybody's like, oh no. He gets clotheslined. Ric Flair gets thrown outside the ring. You probably know the rest. So, Batista signs the Raw contract. Oh, he powerbombs Triple H for the table first. He goes, wham, signs the contract and he says, at WrestleMania, he's going to take the World Championship from you, Hunter. Awesome ending to a not so awesome Raw. A average Raw. A mid Raw. But this ending was good. You know what you want to do. You know what you want to do. Know what you want to do. Yeah, you know. So, if you for a grade for this Raw, I'd say like probably a 4 out of 10. It's not a good Raw. This was a very 2005 Raw though. If you're a person that really wants to see Tyson Tomko, Muhammad Hassan, Stifsky, this is the Raw for you. And that Chris Bastard. Although it would be nice if Hassan wrestled, but maybe the grade would have went up then. But like, yeah, it's not very good on action. The matches kind of sucked. There was really only 2 good matches. And then pretty much all this was about building WrestleMania. So pretty much, if you had to watch this Raw, I'd say just go for the Triple Threat Women's Title match, which is fun to watch just to kind of see Victoria and Molly Holly, because, you know, there aren't a whole lot of matches in. Unfortunately, did you go watch on the Peacock? Watch the tag match. And also, it's funny, Regal and Tajiri were tag champs here. They didn't even appear at all. Wow. Way to show your tag division doesn't mean shit, WWE. Some things never change, do they? Yeah. Holy shit. Jesus. But yeah, like, that was good. And then watch the Batista Triple H, like, it was entirety. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think you have to watch the other parts. The opening video package is nice, but yeah, for the most part, this was a very mid-Raw, in my opinion. But, yeah, those moments are cool. The rest, yeah, you could... Still, you know, I guess I kind of enjoyed a little flashback, if you will. Man, I'm starting to believe at this point I was actually a fan of Stifsky. He was never that good. Sorry, but he wasn't. I was pretty fucking stupid back then, but anyway. Although I think right after this he had a pretty good match with Batista, actually. Like about a month after this. Which I think Batista might have carried a good match. It's kind of funny because Batista wasn't known for carrying people back then, but, you know, Batista was still pretty good. Anyway, that's the entirety of that random Raw review. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.